We are going to continue now with our section on names of God. This will be names of God number 11, and it will be in the seminary folder. Now, we have been dealing with that section in Scripture dealing with Melchizedek. Now we're going to go back to what we're doing before in the Dake Bible, where you had this one little section here with these titles of Jehovah. Jehovah titles, it's called. Right there, Jehovah titles, and there are 16 of them there. Now, we had done some of those already, and we compared them with the key word Bible that does the Greek, Aramaic, and Hebrew. Now, in order to do more with those titles of God, we're going to use a different Bible this time. This is by an extremely good biblical scholar, E. W. Bullinger, Bullinger. His father was also a biblical scholar and a very important person during the times of the Reformation, when there were various reformers in Europe and in different parts of Europe with different points of view about the Reformation. And Bullinger's father was very important in helping to bring that kind of division together in some ways, but he was also a biblical scholar. So his son, E.W. Bullinger, was a great scholar as well. Now, the Bible that we are going to be using today as the Bullinger Bible was actually first printed in 1611. It was printed in 1611. And not only does it have the entire Bible text of the Bible in it, but it has side notes in the right that just by themselves are extensive. They're on the right-hand side and they are extensive. Part of it as well is 198 appendices, which are sometimes referred to on those side notes of the actual scripture that you go to. So, all in all, this is an entire, almost like the Bullinger Bible, encyclopedic in some ways. I mean, yeah, like the Dake Bible, pardon me, they're both encyclopedic in some ways. So, now, divine titles. In the Bullinger Bible, it has something similar. It is in the application of the 198 appendices. This is appendices number 4, and it says divine names and titles. So there you will have something very similar that as what Dake did, but it will be different in some ways. But what he says here, the name Jehovah is combined with 10 other words that form what we know as Jehovah titles. Now, Dake has 16 of them. This one has 10 of them, but the way Dake does it and Bullinger does it is somewhat different. But in this one, I will begin reading you some of what Bullinger has here, and of course there are scripture references. Now, the first one he gives us is called Jehovah Jireh, Jireh, Jehovah Jireh. Jehovah will see or provide, Genesis 22:14. Jehovah Ropheka, Ropheka, Jehovah that healeth thee, Exodus 15:26. Next one, Jehovah Nissi, Nissi, Jehovah my banner, Exodus 14:15. Jehovah Makadishim, Mkaddishrkem, Jehovah that doth sanctify you, and that gives Exodus 31:15 and other scripture references. And then we come to Jehovah Shalom. Jehovah, send peace. Judges 6:24. Now we will stop here and go on with Bullinger in a moment.